Hello, Danielle. Thank you again for your timely submission. Here's your feedback for your letter email that you submitted. Let's start with the fact that overall this is a very positively worded email, and that goes far in the world of communication. And you'll remember that there's the 5 points that it's graded on. You needed to include these 5 things. You included each one of them. Let's go over each one point by point. Here you have the subject, and it is according to your audience. It is appropriate to what you wrote about. And usually I would say your subject line can be concise as possible. So this, great. The name, if you have a really good reason for including it, great. If you don't have a really good reason, exit out. And that can be information that's included in the email where pertinent. Here is your salutation. Great. Dear, and the first name sounds like it's an appropriate one, is that you have talked to this person, you are on a first name basis. Don't forget the comma after the salutation in the future. For the body of your email, you have your background information. Here, in your instance, this is something that you had already talked to the person about. So this is appropriate. You said, according to our conversation, here's the PDF. It's for this. And I like that in your body you were very specific about what it is you needed. So this part here is leading up to your ask, and then this is your ask. I'd love to see something a little more clear, right? That this is what I'm asking. One of the ways I think you could word this, just as an example, you could say something like, please use the attached file to print 260 copies of the leaflet according to these specifications. So notice how that sentence is just really clearly, this is what I'm needing from you. And I didn't quite see that in this email. You get the idea, but I don't have a clear sentence that says, please do this. So look for that in future opportunities to write emails like this. And then, yes, please keep including the details like you did here. This is beautiful. I love that it clarifies things. There's very little room for miscommunication. And then later you even offer, let me know if there's questions that you have. I'm happy to be able to answer those for you. In your conclusion and these next step sections, you offer to answer those questions and close with a very polite, many thanks, and here you remembered the comma. So well done. A couple items of feedback were included in that overview. One thing that I'd love to add, it's really worked well for me with emails, is to read through it 1 or 2 more times. I get the whole thing drafted, I read through it, and I'm reading it as if I were the person getting this email. I'm listening to see if I included all of the main points that are necessary. I'm looking to see if I repeated myself or included anything unnecessary, and I clear that out so that the email can be as clear and as direct as possible. For example, up here you said, as we already discussed, and then previously last week. This is somewhat repetitive. You could read through that and say, you know what, last week at church we discussed this file. Here it is. There's so many ways to simplify that and make it more clear and concise. Just one suggestion, So as you're reading through it, you're going to do a little cleaning up. Read through it 1 more time. When you read through it and it sounds like a pleasant email to receive with all the information that's needed, that's when you close up your email, send it off, and enjoy the benefits of clear communication.